Okay, we're all set.
Alright everybody, so my name is Zach Martinov, or I guess we're in America, so it's just Martin. And my presentation on Crime and Punishment, it is on Dmitry Prokofiev Razumikin and Porfiry Petrovich, as you can see. And so we begin with Dmitry Prokofiev Razumikin. Now Razumikin, he is Raskolnikov's best friend. As a matter of fact, when they were in university together, long time ago, they were actually, well, Raskolnikov had only Razumikin, you know. He was the only one that would be nice, or that the only one that they would actually get along with, you know, because Raskolnikov, if you read the book, you know what's going on in his mind. And the reason that Razumikin is very lovable, you know, he is good-humored, he is strong, and he is just simply intelligent, you know. And when it comes to times where it's very hard times, you know, he doesn't give up very easily. You'll see, when Raskolnikov comes to him, they reunite and he's all sick. And you know, it's a very bad time for Raskolnikov, but Razumikin, he still perseveres. He still wants to help Raskolnikov all the way through. You can see right there, Razumikin, he is Raskolnikov's friend, who is sociable and caring. Regardless of Raskolnikov's refusal, Dmitry often takes care of him, and he falls in love with Dunya at first sight. That's another thing, but that Dunya is his sister. And so, what is Razumikin's basic challenge, situation, or problem? Well, he is Raskolnikov's alter self, or in literary terms, he is Rodya's foil. Now, what is a foil? A foil is basically somebody else who is compared to the main character with lots of comparisons, except there's one very difference. And that big difference is the insanity. You see, because Razumikin and Raskolnikov, they're both tall, they're both thin intelligence, they are good-humored, and they're both college dropouts. Except one thing, Razumikin is not insane. He actually wants to open a publishing house. He wants to get a job. And he wants to help Raskolnikov also. Raskolnikov is going on his own path. So in the beginning, what is Razumikin doing? Well, he's helping Raskolnikov, and he's translating works. Like we said, he's trying to get a job and he wants to help Raskolnikov. He's actually helping the whole family, because in the end, he marries Dunya. I mean, that's the other thing, you know. He's just getting on in there. But he's also protecting the family, because by marrying Dunya, he becomes the man of the family. When Razumikin, he goes to prison, that means that it's just Razumikin's left. And so he kind of takes the place of Raskolnikov. And so therefore he protects the family. So in the end, what is the result? Well, we know that he gets a job in Siberia. Maybe it's not the job he wants, but hey, he continues university. So he will learn more so that he can get the job that he wants. The only reason he got the job in Siberia was so that he would be able to provide for the family. Now, what is unresolved though? Well, everybody has their limits, and Razumikin is no exception. So when he goes crazy, when he's going close to his limits, Raskolnikov is usually there to kind of keep him down so that he doesn't go past his limits. But now that Raskolnikov is in prison and Razumikin is just left, without Raskolnikov, who will control Razumikin when he's past his limits? Will he eventually go insane? Ooh, big question. But unresolved, we don't know. And so the quote that I used for Razumikin, I think it sums him up perfectly, even though, you know, it wasn't from Razumikin himself. It was Raskolnikov to Dunya. And he says, Dunya, this Razumikin, Dmitry Prokofiev, is a very good man. He is a practical man, hardworking, honest, and capable of deep love. Yes. Now, this was in part 5, chapter 5, so towards the end. Now, the reason I say that this is very good for representing Razumikin is because not only does it show that he is all of the characteristics that we already claimed, but it's also good because it really shows the relationship between Razumikin and Raskolnikov. Raskolnikov is actually, he's approving of Razumikin to marry his sister Dunya. And you know that doesn't happen very often. Even today, you get your best friend and he wants to marry your sister. You're like, that's gross, man. Go away. But this really shows Raskolnikov. He wants Razumikin to be part of the family. I think that's very strong in showing his character. And then we go from friend to foe, because Razumikin was one of his best friends, his closest friend, and then Porfiry Petrovich is the threat. And it's very funny too, because Porfiry is actually Razumikin's remote relative. Porfiry plays the person, he's the investigator for the murders that, Raskolnikov commits. So he has to go through the whole story, trying to find the murder, Raskolnikov, but he has a clique. He used psychological methods. Now, what does that mean? Well, we'll see. What does he play in the story? Like we said, he is investigating the murders, and he is Raskolnikov's main threat. Or in literary terms, like how we said with the foil, he is the antagonist. Now, why is he the antagonist? Well, Raskolnikov, we can say, is the protagonist, and since he is searching for evidence to prove that Raskolnikov is the murderer of Alyona and Lizaveta, we can say that if Porfiry succeeds, then Raskolnikov will be sent to jail unforcefully, because you find that he does it willingly. But Raskolnikov thinks that if he gets caught, then he's going to get sent to jail, he's going to get tortured and everything. So by that way of thinking, he is the antagonist. Now, what do we have at the beginning? We have that Porfiry believes that he already thinks, he has a good feeling. He believes that this man right here, Raskolnikov, this man I think is the murderer. But he can't really go to somebody and say, oh, it's this guy, because he doesn't have proof. So then we go all the way through the story, and we see at the end that it is revealed that Porfiry actually finds very detailed psychological proof that Raskolnikov is the murderer. But there is one thing. He doesn't go to the police and everything. He doesn't tell them. He doesn't go to the courts and go, hey, this guy right here, I have proof. No. He has a different way of thinking. He lets Raskolnikov, now this is crazy, because Raskolnikov might go off and do something else, but he lets him turn himself in. That is a very different thing with Porfiry. You think he's a really bad guy, but no, he actually has a certain way of thinking that really shows a good justice. He lets the criminal confess for themselves so that they internally improve, not just forcefully, physically. So at the end, what do we have? We have some stuff that's resolved. We see how Porfiry proved that Raskolnikov is guilty. There were many pages, he goes through a very detailed. And we also see that his intentions is to have the criminal confess. What we don't know, however, we don't know very much about his outside of the investigations. We don't know what he is about him outside his life. Does he have a big family? Does he have lots of ladies? We don't know. But we also don't know something else that is also part of the story. We don't know the psychological methods. Does he think that they are worth it? Will he use them in the future investigations? We don't know. And so, the quote that I chose to represent Porfiry, and this is by him this time, so it's very good. He says, in this case, might be the means of introducing a new method. One can show from the psychological data alone how to get on the track of a real man. We have facts, they say, but facts are not everything. At least half the business lies in how you interpret them. And that is from part 2, chapter 4. This is the part where he is explaining his motivation throughout the story. This is what is motivating him. This thought that facts are not what they say they are. You have to go more psychological. And I kind of agree on him. I mean, back then, people used to believe that the earth was flat, you know? I mean, there are some people today, but let's not go into that. But back then, you know, it was kind of a fact that the earth was flat. We now know today that that may not be the case. So, really, when he says that facts are how you interpret them, that is true. We don't know if facts are really facts. So, he's got the point with the psychological methods, and that is what drives him. Koniec, or as you people would say in America, the end. Thank you very much.